Hey guys, Fowler here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. It was called Blood in the Streets. If you haven't seen it, here's your chance. Leave this video, watch it, and then come back. I'm really only going to talk about one thing, but I am going to do a spoiler warning here. This was my favorite episode of the season to date, probably of the show to date, including season one. I'd have to sort through things, but I think so. Had very few flaws. It was sort of a really tense situation from beginning to end. Had interesting things going on with Nick, the hostage situation on the boat because of Alicia tinkering around with the radio in the first episode of the season. So we got some enemies and all that stuff. But really I want to talk to you about Strand. We haven't really done flashbacks on this episode, so not only were they welcome, but they were particularly welcome this week because they were about Strand and explaining who he was and what his situation is, and didn't do anything to soften his character and what he did last week when he cut the tie on the raft and set those two, Charlie and Jake, adrift. And he's still a sort of a cold, calculating, a very logical, straightforward individual. But this gave us his backstory, and I loved it. Here was Doug Ray Scott's character. We knew Doug Ray Scott, aka the man who was almost Wolverine, was going to be on the season. We didn't know who he'd be playing. It was sort of a secret role, but here he was as Thomas Abigail of the yacht name Abigail fame. And so Strand was a businessman, real estate owner who sort of went bankrupt after Hurricane Katrina put all of his assets underwater. He's sort of a con man, thief, but also a businessman. He stole Thomas's IDs and used it to get money just so he could get back on his feet, get back in the game, and try to recapture some of the wealth he had lost. Thomas saw this ingenuity in him, saw a spark in him, saw somebody who could make things happen, and brought him on board. Also saw a spark of another kind. Now this was interesting because from the very first scene, there seemed to be a romantic type connection between Thomas and Strand. They didn't really play it up on the show though, so I was wondering where they might be going with it. It seemed to be an undercurrent, definitely through all of their scenes though. And then by the end, when they're down in Mexico in some of the villas that Thomas is building, they held hands, and then finally we got a kiss. So we realized that Strand not only was working for Thomas as part of his organization, but was also his companion, his lover, and so he has more depth to him automatically now because he's with someone. He's not a full-blown criminal, you know, he's not in the drug trade, or he's not anything like that. He's not a psychopath. Well, maybe that's yet to be seen. But so this really helped give Strand a lot of layers, and in the present time on this episode, he was sort of adrift, he was sinking, and so a lot of the, while the flashbacks were going on, the people on the boat, when they got a chance, had to also decide whether or not Strand was somebody worth going back to save, going out to actually rescue, or should they leave him behind after what he pulled last week. So I thought all those dynamics really came together really well in this week. What did you guys think? Let us know in the comments. You can also read my review on IGN.com itself, and let us know what you thought. Thanks.